Hello, welcome back to BlogTV. We are going to make a call to a passionate patron of this bar who apparently gave an earful to Adrian about his staff being harassed.
Yes,
and
she
him
did.
allowing it to happen.
Yes, she was.
Liana, are you on the line?
Yes, I am.
Hi, Liana. Please tell us what was going through your mind at that point in time.
Sorry?
What was going through your mind at that point in time?
Oh, what was going through my mind when the staff was being harassed?
Mm-hmm.
I just felt really sorry for her because she was a kid, and it wasn't that she was dressed inappropriately. She was just trying to do her job, and I felt really bad for her, and I felt that she looked a bit flustered, and yeah, so I felt I had to.
Did you want to step up and get involved directly?
Directly as in with the drunk customer?
Yeah. Did you actually want to get yourself personally involved?
To be honest, I was looking for a way where someone else could help me out with it, which is why I spoke with the manager, but I wasn't entirely brave enough to approach the drunk customer.
But at which point of the entire episode did you actually get mad enough that you wanted to step up and complain?
Now that I think about it, there was one point where the waitress, as she was walking off after being harassed, the look on her face, she looked like she was about to cry, and I felt, okay, that's it. This can't go on anymore.
All right, who are you more angry with? The two people who are actually involved? Or are you mad at the club because they didn't really seem to get involved? Is it the responsibility of the club to make sure that things like this doesn't actually happen?
I was actually more mad at the club because there was another male waiter nearby, and he saw what was happening, but he didn't do anything. He didn't step up, and it didn't seem acceptable to me. I feel like the staff should have a better watch over their employees.
All right.
Thank you, Liana.
Yeah.
Thank you, Liana.
So do you think
Okay.
Singaporeans are non-confrontational in general?
I'm very confrontational, so I don't know. I guess we are slightly more polite.
So if, your patrons are non-confrontational and it's all going to drop on the club, you guys are going to have to be responsible. Do you agree?
I agree. I think the responsibility at the end of the day, it lies with the club. They have to make sure that both the staff and the patrons are sort of taken care of.
But what is your policy about getting involved in personal disputes?
Personal disputes.
Well, I suppose, if you see a boyfriend and a girlfriend, they're having a quarrel, or, friends people who you don't know, they could know each other, but something like that happens. Do you have a policy of getting yourselves involved?
That's slightly different. I mean, we would, as far as possible, try and ensure that the rest of the patrons aren't disturbed by whatever quarrel is going on. So we possibly ask them to maybe take it outside the club or just to move away from other patrons. I think that would be how we would intervene.
But do you, from your experience, do you see patrons stepping up?
Other
when
patrons
something
stepping
like
up?
this happens?
Again, it really depends on the situation. I mean, if the two of them obviously know each other and they came together and they're having a personal dispute, I think the chances of someone else stepping in, another patron stepping in, would be lower if they know each other already. If they don't know each other and someone's obviously overstepping some boundaries, the chances for someone coming in is higher.
Peter, what about you? What is it like? How different is it for you in Singapore?
I think Singaporeans in general are much more conservative than, say, if that happened in a bar in Australia where the guys around were drinking and they saw a girl sexually harassed like that, there'd be a lot more, it would have blown up a lot more than what
Do you
it
think
did.
it's bred into our culture that we avoid confrontation and we can always leave it to the authorities to deal with things?
Singaporeans do like to complain, so I guess that's why the lady went up to the manager instead of stepping in. I guess also because the guy was pretty big size. But we do have a culture of complaining,
But the bottom line, do people recognize sexual harassment if it's happening in front of them?
I don't think they call it sexual harassment. I think they just see it as something annoying.
Yeah.
I
agree. Yeah, it's like you don't like it.
In your experience, do you see a lot of people coming to the aid, getting themselves involved when an incident like that happens?
I don't really go club most of the time, but whenever I get guys coming and I say no and they keep coming, surely I have people who just come and, hey, is everything all right? Hey,
so there are people who you don't know who will
buy
get
you a
involved.
drink, they will just drag, strangers will come, but they won't make a scene. They will just, because I'm from Malaysia, so they'll just come and, hey man, you want me to grab you a drink? Is everything all right? Hey girl. So they try to, piece it up and like get involved, but not directly, you know, hitting onto that drunk man or that pervert or, you know.
One last question. Do you guys feel maybe stronger penalties have to be enforced on people found responsible for sexual harassment? Do you think this could actually curb the issue?
Stronger penalties. What are the existing penalties for sexual harassment?
That was the question I was going to allude to. Do people get into trouble for sexual harassment here?
I obviously don't know. I've never actually been involved in any sexual harassment, so
They call it molest here, don't they? Isn't there certain things you're
I
not
guess
allowed
if there's
to
actual
do?
physical touching, then yes, police can be called in, and then I'm not sure what the process is after that, but molest, definitely, that is a...
Yeah.
I think the process of reporting sexual harassment is more punishing to the victim than the perpetrator.
Yes, because you have to like make the report and say what
Yes.
actually happened. You have
Recount.
witness.
Yeah.
It's embarrassing.
Yeah,
So the
Even
thing
more.
is, how to define sexual harassment? Are the lines still kind of blurry? Yeah?
I think
You
there are
don't think so?
definite lines, but
Yeah? Do you think it's still a little bit subjective?
In a lot of countries, it's really strange that it goes beyond. It goes too far the other way. You know, you say just the wrong thing slightly, and you can lose your job.
I
Right?
suppose. All right. Well, I guess it comes down to educating. You know, everybody's got
Education.
different feelings on this. It is subjective, but of course, at the same time, there are also lines that need to be drawn and need to be put in black and white.
And looks like we've run out of time. Thank you everyone for joining us on BlogTV. We shall see you next week.